known as Mud Zone. I've just basically done the glitch, but this is just returning back to the bunker, and I've walked through the MOD, and now I'm going to save this car as a duplicate. As you can see, the storage is full, so that's my new duplicate car. I've previously done the glitch offline just to make sure it was working again. It's quite tricky, but I'm going to run you through it now, because I think I've got it right now, and be able to record it fully. I've got a reliable source online now where I can use the teleport with, and also I've done it a few times, and I've come back to the bunker and I can't find the bloody car. Once it was down at the docks, and I managed to save that one by requesting the MOD and saving it inside of it. The second time I came back and there was no car in the bunker. I couldn't find it anywhere on the map, so that basically never worked that time. And the third time I came back and it was actually in the bunker. This is my fourth attempt. That was my fourth attempt, what I just finished. And I found now, what I've done recently, I've changed it by making a save. I found it just changing an outfit. Once you've put your car on that curb, change an outfit, just make sure it saves before you leave the bunker. I find this way you're guaranteed that the car's going to be in the bunker when you come back. The last thing you want to do is do all the old glitch and not be able to find the car, your duplicate, to put it back in the MOD. And it has happened to me once. So I've just, like I say, I've previously done it, and I made a save inside the bunk before I left it, and managed to find the car in the bunker when I came back. So doing it that way, I think it would possibly work better. So now I'm just hosting the job what I want by the office. I'm going down to my source now to teleport. Hopefully he's still in a session. This is the only issue, is find a regular source to teleport with. So I basically got down to the office now. As I'm in multiplayer, I'll put myself in passive mode as well, just to save any hassle that I could have in future. I found this bit by the television is quite tricky. I'm hoping I've got it sus now. Yes, my dog's looking at me as if I'm stupid, because I'm talking to myself. Yes, Bandit, I'm talking to myself. You stay there. Don't jump up and be a pain in the ass as usual. Now get down, get down, get down. So now we've got to watch the TV, as you can see. Now this is a tricky bit, not overdoing it with the analog stick. Trying to get the news up, or that's the spectator mode, right? So options, criminal enterprise. Now when you get to this now, what you want to do is use the D-pad as much as you can, and the analog stick as little as you can. As you can see, I can't move the mouse now with the D-pad, so what I'm basically doing, I'm just going up to that line, going across on the D-pad. Now I'm using the D-pad again, and now obviously I've run out of fucking time. So now we go again. Run out of time again. Spectating mode. fucking dickheads. Can't spectate them long enough. Very, very fucking temperamental. Very hard to film when all this shit's going on. Now I don't know what it's doing now, so I'm just going to basically completely back out of that and try again. I find that if these people don't let you spectate them, that's probably where the problem is. If you've got to use the analog stick, you want to use it as little as possible. And as you can see now, we can't use it. Finally got there. And just tricky on that little bit there on the television. It works, but it's very tricky. I don't know whether you understand it, but if you watch the Bhutango glitch on his channel, you'll see what I was trying to get at there. It's basically let me just teleport. It's basically you go to turn the telly on, you watch the television, and you press the analog stick to change the channel to hopefully you get the news up, right? So you got to spectate somebody, right? Then it's basically going online options, go down to the criminal enterprise, go on apartments, or you know, Mazebank, and then go into change the colour of the font on the naming on your office. And saving it and purchasing it, like, but you've got to do that basically with mostly with the D-pad, and where you can't use the D-pad you've got to use your analog stick, but you can only use your analog stick tapping it a little bit at a time, and then once you've purchased it you've basically cracked it. But it's just getting it. If you use the analog stick too much, and it messes the old glitch up, like, which I've been having loads of issues with that coming on. I managed to get there in the end. Now, as you can see, I'm using the Deluxo to glitch over. So I'm going to drive this out. It does work, but it's very temperamental. It just glitched out then on the screen. Now once we've done that, we're going back up to the bunker. I'm hosting the job myself to get it started. Now find my friend. Teleport to my friend, not my friend, teleport to the bunker. At least that friend's working. I had a load of issues earlier with trying to join certain people, just wouldn't let me. Hopefully the car's in the bunker this time. Yes, it is. See, I think that's the best way to do it, is make a save as soon as you put your car on this curb. Change an outfit, make it save. I've had 3 attempts now and I've come back in here and this car's not been here. So just move it to there for now. Go into the MOD, come back out, and you'll see the car will save. I will run you back through the television part in a minute once I've saved this car. You see now this car will save and the MOD will be full. There you go. When you get that warning sign, you know you've done it. That's it. I'll try it again now. So I'm going to drive you back up onto the curb, exit the car, change the outfit, wait till it saves before you leave the bunker. There you go. Now go out the bunker and teleport to the office again. I think the next car I'm going to have to use at the arena because I don't think I've got any spaces anywhere else. I've not got any Deluxos anywhere else. We'll see in a minute. So I just want to check what I've got where before I so I know where I'm coming back to. I've got one in there, but that's my original, I think. So I think it's going to have to be the arena. Yeah, see we've got some there. Garage 2 in the arena. Garage 2 in the arena, okay. So that's where we're going back to after we've glitched out. Find our friend. Is he online? Is he in a session? Where is he? Is this the only trouble? Finding regular source to use as teleportation. I'm gonna have to find somebody else. Can't find a friend in a session now to teleport. Let's try again. See, what you don't want to do is back out the job, so it's going to mess the whole glitch up. So basically I need to find somebody online to use this to teleport. Still trying to find somebody. Give me a second. Can't seem to find a bloody friend now. What is going on? Finally got there in the end. That took a few attempts. Bloody hopeless that was. I'll try and run you through this television bit again. It's very, very tricky. I find that if people want to let you spectate them, that's where you have issues. But hopefully we can get it going. So like I say, if you've got to use the analog stick, only use it in small bouts. Very small movements on the analog stick. Now when we've got the news up, options button, criminal enterprise. Once that loads up, now start using the D-pad. Just move it up a little bit to the top line there, go right. Use the D-pad again. Now once you get it to there, you got to just move it onto the white with the analog stick. Now using the D-pad again. I'm using the D-pad again. So basically I've done all of that with hardly using the analog stick. Only a couple of times did I use the analog stick. So it was basically using the analog stick, getting it up to I used the D-pad to there, and I used the analog stick, just getting it up to this up to there basically. Once I got it to that line, then I went across with the D-pad, and it allowed me to get onto it like that. As you can see, I'm still glitched out, so I can basically run through that again for you. So once you got the news up, click on the options, online, criminal enterprise. Once you get to this, use the D-pad to go down to the house, D-pad to there. Now obviously the D-pad's not working now, so use the left hand analog stick slowly at a time, just bring it up to the property there and go across to the right. Click on that, then use the D-pad again, and the D-pad again on all of this, right? And obviously it's basically on that one you might want to be on, right? Actually, you can use the D. No, I'm using the stick, that's what I was going to say, yeah. So you D-pad to there, right? And then you can only get the D-pad to there now, right? So basically you've got to use the analog stick just to get it onto the white page. Once it's on there, then you can use the D-pad again. Once you're into this, you can use the D-pad to there, D-pad to the colours, D-pad back basically, D-pad again, renovate, D-pad to the purchase. So basically the analog stick is only using it the minimum amount of times to get your guy glitched out. Where I was messing up, I was using the analog stick too many times, and that's what was messing my messing it up altogether. So basically I used the analog stick 2 times to glitch my guy out, just to move it up to the purchase bit on the white line, and then to just move it to the page where Now I've got to find somebody online again. Who the hell are we going to use? This guy's normally regular. That's got me there. We've got a deluxe out there. Also got a couple up here. So any one of these will do us. There you go, we've walked out. That's what we want. Now we're going to just teleport back to the bunker. Come on. Come on, load me bloody friends up, will ya? Two minutes, bandit. I'll feed you in a minute. Get down. There you go. The mini has moved a little bit, but at least it's still here. And I think it's only moved because somebody else is in the same bunker. There you go. That's another dupe. It's definitely working. I think I've mastered it now with the television. Come on, get in there. Was it not driving in? Well, that didn't want to go in there, did it? There you go, we finally got it in. Rinse and repeat, that's all it is. Right, that's me done with. I basically showed what it is. You just gotta Trial and error really, just go for it. It's pretty simple. Use the analog stick the minimum amount of times. I managed to use it 2 times that time on the TV, so just do it like that. If you use it too much, the old glitch messes up, and believe you me, it's messed up on me about 3 or 4 times, so it will fuck up if you use the stick too much. Okay, take care, bye.